One thing about Valorant that pulls in a lot of players is the skin lineup. The wide variety allows for players to customize their game experience to their own liking. However, not all skins are created equal. Some are just simple color changes, while others come fully decked out with sound effects, reload animations, and even finishers. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the best of the best, giving you guys what I believe to be the best pay-to-win skins for every gun. To kick off the list, we have the Glitch Pop Classic, a classic skin. The Glitch Pop line of skins has been a staple in players' collections ever since release, and it wouldn't be crazy to say that these were some of the best skins in the game for a while. Although it's only in the back of players' minds nowadays, the skin line is still super sweet, and is one of the best skins for the Classic, even to this day. I don't know how to explain it, but when you have the Glitch Pop Classic equipped, your right clicks just seem to be more accurate. Moving on to the Shorty. The best pay-to-win skin for this gun, in my opinion, is the Neptune skin. Although it's not the flashiest, the Neptune Shorty is still definitely a great skin. There's just something about that mini aquarium that just fits so well with this mini shotgun. Of course, not having a finisher would normally hurt this skin's chances on a list like this, but truth is, it's not often you're gonna get the final kill in a round with a Shorty anyways, so what you're left with is a beautiful skin that's gonna help you get a kill on a save round and secure you a Phantom or a Vandal. Next up on this list, of course, is the Frenzy, and the skin I chose for this one is the Elder Flame. The Elder Flame skins are one of the OG skins in Valorant, although the skins have been very controversial. But one thing that hasn't been controversial about this skin line is the Frenzy skin. How can you say no to a baby dragon? This is one of the skins I wish I owned, and it's one I always have my friend drop me whenever I play with him. There's just something about the animations of this gun that just feel so fluid. So it was pretty hard not to talk about the Elder Flame Frenzy on this list. Moving on to the Ghost, we have yet another classic skin, the Sovereign. This is easily one of the best Ghost skins in the game. The Sovereign Ghost is just automatic. When equipped, it feels like you can't miss. So if you're looking for a skin to upgrade your pistol rounds, then why not try out the Sovereign Ghost? Okay, I'm not gonna lie, but I am a bit biased when it comes to the Sheriff skin I chose for this list, but come on, the Arcane skin is just super clean. As someone who used to play League and was a huge fan of the TV show Arcane, this skin is just beautiful. Who can say no to a replica of Jinx's pistol? She never missed a shot with this skin equipped, and neither will you. Unfortunately, this skin was only available for a short time while the show was airing, so if you didn't pick it up at that time, you won't be able to anymore. But luckily, this is the only skin on this list that isn't available anymore, so spoilers, there won't be any champion skins on this list. With all the pistols out of the way, let's talk about SMGs. The first SMG on this list is of course the Stinger, and what better skin to talk about for this gun than the Prelude to Chaos. An absolutely beautiful skin line that was released pretty recently and is one that definitely does not disappoint. This weapon looks great, sounds nice, and has a sweet finisher. The Stinger overall hasn't seen that much love over the years, but I'm happy to see it finally got access to a great skin. So if you're looking to run and gun people down with a Stinger like no other, then the Prelude to Chaos skin is where it's at. Next up on this list is the other SMG in Valorant, the Spectre, and for the Spectre, the skin of choice is the Blast X. There are other guns that have access to this skin line, the Phantom for example, but I don't think any gun does it better than the Spectre does. Something about it just fits, you know? The Nerf gun aesthetic is super nice, especially on the Spectre. The Blast X Spectre looks, sounds, and feels like a real Nerf gun while also being just as lethal as any other gun in the game. This is a classic skin for the Spectre and, in my opinion, is one that still holds up even today. And speaking of classic skins, let's talk about the Ion Bucky. Man oh man is this skin special. Probably the best use of the Ion skin line and also one of the only acceptable options for a Bucky skin in my opinion. You absolutely can't go wrong with it. The gun is so clean and it sounds unbelievable. And you instantly get a 5-meter increase to your Bucky range when you have it equipped. I'm only joking, of course, but still, the Ion Bucky is easily the best Bucky in the game, so if you're looking for a Bucky skin and have the opportunity to pick it up, I'd highly suggest you do. Next up on the list is the Chronovoid Judge, which is one of the newer skins that we've gotten. The Chronovoid skin line is honestly one of the best skin lines released as of late, and the Judge is no exception. The skin line has a futuristic look that's just beautiful, coming fully equipped with different color variants, sound effects, and a really nice finisher. Of all the skin lines that have been released this year, the Chronovoid line is easily among top 3, and earns itself this spot on our list. Now that we've gotten shotguns out of the way, let's move on to rifles. And of course, the first gun on that list is the Bulldog, and the skin we chose for it is the Protocol 781-A. And oh man, is this skin something else. It's one of those skins that makes you feel like you're hitting your shots way more often when it's equipped. The only negative comment I have about this skin is the price, since protocol skins are the highest tier of skins in the game, but on a list of the best pay-to-win skins, that doesn't really factor in enough to keep it from getting a spot. And the next skin on the list is the Ruination Guardian. And as I've said before, as a League of Legends fan, of course, I can't help but put a skin that references the game on here. That being said, and all my biases aside, you can't deny how awesome this skin is. You're playing with a gun that literally opens a portal to another dimension when you get the last kill. I love my portal guns, and Ruination Guardian is no different. The next gun on this list, of course, is one that you've been waiting for, and that is the Phantom. Although the Phantom has received a ton of skins over the years, it's a classic skin that's going to take this spot, and it's the Oni Phantom. The Oni Phantom is more than just automatic, it's borderline aimbot, and it's one of the very few skins where every single color variant looks awesome. The Oni skin looks great, has a nice finisher, and it just feels great to hold. When it comes to pay-to-win skins, this one's up there. Now, who could forget about the Vandal? I sure wouldn't, and taking the next spot on this list is the RGX Vandal. Now, talk about attention to detail. In my opinion, this is the best skin in the game. You get a skin that lights up, and you can even change the color of the light during a round by inspecting your gun. Not only that, but this skin even counts how many kills you have during the round. It's an absolutely amazing touch to an amazing skin, and for that, the RGX Vandal earns a spot on this list. Moving on, it's time we get to the snipers, and the first one I need to talk about is the Mage Punk Marshall. In my opinion, the Mage Punk skin line is absolutely underrated. If more guns had access to this skin line, you definitely would have seen this skin on this list earlier. There is no gun I would want to have more on a save round than my Marshall equipped with the Mage Punk skin. I can't even tell you how many thrifties I've gotten thanks to the Mage Punk Marshall, even if that sounds like copium. Nevertheless, this skin earns a spot on this list. We only have a few more skins to go, and the next one on this list is the Origin Operator. Of course, the Origin skin, it looks great. It has a really cool finisher, but the reason the skin is on here is that inspect animation. The Origin skin has hands down the best inspect animation out of every single skin in this game. What better way to show off your skill in Valorant than to style on them by inspecting your weapon before you get a kill? These style points are way more than enough to earn the Origin Operator a spot for one of the best pay-to-win skins in the game. Now, I promise we're almost done with this list. We only got a couple more guns to go. Up next, the Singularity Ares is a very solid skin and a classic at that. Players have been spraying with the Singularity Ares for years at this point, and it's still the best skin to equip onto the gun. Of course, purple is the best color, we all know that, but you can equip whichever color catches your eye. They're all solid, you can't go wrong. So if you're looking for a premium Ares skin, consider picking up the Singularity. And with that, we're finally on the last skin on this list. And why not end it with a banger? How can we have a list like this without talking about the Prime 2.0 skin? And what better gun to equip it on than the Odin? We've talked about classic skins on this list already, but the Prime is the classic of classics. Something about equipping a Prime skin just makes your shots land so much easier. And there's absolutely nothing like getting a juicy wallbang kill with the Prime Odin. And that concludes this list of the best pay-to-win skins for every gun. If there are any skins at all you think I missed that deserve a mention, make sure to leave a comment letting us know. And if you enjoyed the video and made it all the way to the end, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already.
Remember though, if you're really looking to improve at Valorant, then you've got to check out SkillCapped.com. Over on the site, we have hundreds of hours of exclusive content designed to take your game to the next level. It's also all backed by our rank improvement guarantee, meaning if you don't improve while actively using our service, you'll get your money back, no questions asked. We do this because our service works, and if it doesn't work, you shouldn't pay. So, what are you waiting for? Get started on your climb at SkillCapped.com, link in the description below.
All of us here at SkillCapped want to give a huge thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.